Hi guys, this is Rose Nose Money Making. I want to talk to you today about branding. If you have a business already, or if you want to start a business, first of all, pick something you're passionate about, and then start working on it any way you can. If you're a gardener and that's your passion, maybe think about, start selling some of those little plant seedlings, or, pots and plants, and put them out for sale. However you start your business, it does not matter. You can start a business doing anything. So, first of all, my dad had a business with his brothers. It's kind of funny, actually. So, his last name is Flowers, and him and his brothers had a business called Mr. Flowers' Wholesale Plants. So they actually came up with this idea over Christmas one time when they were all drinking. And being drunk, all of a sudden, I think it was my Uncle Bob. He was really good with coming up with stuff. Just very smart man, very intelligent. And he said, we should start a flower business, like Mr. Flowers is. We're all flowers. Mr. Flowers' Wholesale Plants. And it grew. Like, next you know it, they had a greenhouse and they were buying plants and they were selling plants, especially over like Mother's Days. Funeral homes were buying them, churches were buying them, wedding parties were buying them. They had all these, and they were trucking plants all over the place. My dad was always good for coming up with stuff. But my Uncle Bob, my Uncle Tom, my Uncle Jim, they were very intelligent beings, let me tell you. But they really didn't know how to brand themselves or anything. And back in the day, most people didn't know about that kind of stuff. And we didn't have the social media back in that day. So I remember my dad asking me, he goes, you have a print shop in your school, right? And I said, yes. He's like, I wanna know if you can go into the print shop and make me some tablets that say Mr. Flowers' Wholesale Plants. Of course, I was a kid. I didn't know what to put on. Some of the tablets had little polar bears on it, and some had flowers on it. I did not, I didn't really know anything about that kind of stuff. But that's where I got my entrepreneurial spirit from. Is my dad and his family. They are so good with that kind of stuff. And they're very intelligent. They could make a business out of anything. These guys were really smart. But nowadays, it's so much easier than what you think when it comes to branding. Let me tell you, you might have a kid that has a print shop in his school and might be able to go make you some tablets, or, and then you can like hand out little tablets and stuff, or get somebody to print you up some business cards. Uh, that's one way. That's the slow way. So nowadays we have social media. And let's say, of course, go back to the gardening. You could start a YouTube channel and start gardening on your YouTube channel. And then eventually you can make money from that gardening, or Facebook Reels, or fan base, or TikTok, or whatever. Just little reels, little 30-second clips, or you can do a YouTube channel like this and talk for 15 minutes, and show people what you're doing. But you want to do it across the board. So every social media site you have, you should have the same picture. Now, if you have multiple channels on YouTube, you want to pick your picture different, but it should be your face so people know that it's you. You know, you could use something else, or you could put your business name, as your channel name. You want to brand yourself. You want to find somebody that maybe have a Cricut and they can do some print up some t-shirts and some coffee mugs and stuff like that for you. And they can put your logo on there. You can make stickers and hand out stickers or mail them out. There's so many different things you can do. But branding, you want to make sure that everything comes back, aligns up with that business. So I have a life coaching business, and it's on Pertaining to Rose, my main channel. And I do other things on there. I vlog on there, and I motivate on there. I have some leadership skills on there. Different things. I do different things across the board. But everything ties in to my Pertaining to Rose life coaching. So I use my picture for the same for everything except for my 3 YouTube channels, which I have now. The pictures are different, but I let everybody know this is Rose from Pertaining to Rose. You definitely want to do that. You brand everything together as a group. You start your Facebook business page, your professional profile on, your business. You can copyright if you have to, but I don't always like the copywriting technique. I just like to write stuff or put a picture up there and write something in, but it always goes back to my main channel. It's branding myself. And down the road, when you get big enough, you're going to have other people that's going to want you a brand for them. You're going to have people that's, companies might say, hey, I'll send you this if you can do a video on it. It's really nice. And on YouTube, you have other YouTubers that will send you stuff in the mail, and they'll send you their stickers or their magnets or their coins, or, they all have different little things that they send out. And then people do little shout outs to them. That is branding. Now you're hitting in various areas, all from the same business. You got your flowers. You're selling your flowers out on your front porch. Flowers for sale. Little tiny sign, put out your little prices, little tags with your prices in each plant, or however you do it. Or you might take them to a farmer's market and do it. But now you're branding that business on top of it. So now your social media sites, Facebook, now everybody knows you're selling flowers. Friends, family, people in the community. And of course, you join up for different groups and you put your stuff out there. People start learning about you. That's your branding. Now I do have, jackets and stuff and shirts made up with Pertaining to Rose on them. My daughter has a Cricut machine. She does all this fancy stuff for me when she has time. She's a busy gal. So it's a little bit easier for me because I know somebody right away. And I know another woman that can do it here in the Pennsylvania area, and I can call her anytime, and she would be more than joyed to do something like that for me. I kind of brand everything together, and that helps you grow. It doesn't just help your YouTube channel, it helps your business. So it's like a form of advertising. Somebody comes to your house and you offer them a cup of coffee and you give them the mug. Now this one doesn't have it on, but it might say, Rose Knows Money Making, Pertaining to Rose. PTR Adventures, PTR, Pertaining to Rose, Adventures. So my traveling channel also includes my Pertaining to Rose. It kind of worked it in there a little bit, You find little techniques to brand yourself. And then you have YouTube at your disposal. You got a telephone, your little cell phone. Make yourself some little ads. Make yourself a little video ad and start putting it out there. Start putting it out there. So back when I started my YouTube channel, I did not know nothing about ads. I was trying to buy ad space, different newspapers and places. I didn't have a clue. But my daughter was smarter than that. She made me a couple ads for my Pertaining to Rose life coaching business. And then she sent the videos to me, and I could upload them right to my social medias, all my different little social media sites, and right there it was. People scrolling, all of a sudden here comes my ad, and it's real pretty, and it's like all of a sudden they see it. Remember, once it's on the internet, it's always on the internet. 10 years from now, somebody's going to see that. And of course, You can buy ad space on Google and on Facebook, and you can buy the ad space. You can buy ad space on YouTube, hint, hint, for your YouTube channel if you want. Make it your passion for your business. Whatever you're passionate about, do your business around it, because then you're always doing something you love. Let me tell you, that will drive you to keep going. Well, you're always going to be a gardener. Why not turn it into your business? Why not start something and then brand it out? Like, you're going to post pictures on your Facebook media of your flowers anyway, because that's your passion. Why not turn it into a reel and make money from it? And then you can tell them, I also sell these. I grew these myself, and now I'm selling them. I am selling my turnips. You might not have a turnip truck, but you're selling them. It will change your life if you keep doing these things. I mean, be adventurous. If you don't know nothing about social media, hire that teenager down the street. I bet you he could whip up all kinds of great stuff for you. And he may encourage you to learn even more. You never know. And of course, give him a couple dollars for his time and his action. Now you got somebody's teaching you and showing you and doing stuff for you, and you're growing. You're expanding. So expanding is branding. I don't know how to say it in any other terms. When you expand out in different ways, you're branding yourself, and you want it all to come back to that business, however you do it. So you might want to put up a 5-minute live video on Facebook and do a little tutorial on your garden and how you're selling your plants, and all of a sudden you might get somebody commenting, well, how can I order these? Are they shippable? And then you're contacting the post office. How do I ship these plants? They will tell you how. They will tell you what to use to ship them in, and you'd be surprised where this could go. My dad and his brothers really didn't know nothing, much about business. They knew they could make money from it, especially on Mother's Day, where other flower shops were setting out stands along the street. They already called all the churches in town. They already called the different businesses in town and said, hey, this is what I want to do. If we put up some plants, will you sell them for us? Or, whatever. Churches were ordering, funeral directors were ordering. Oh, I already said this, but you'd be surprised how many people started calling them and ordering these plants. They were running in every direction. My dad was learning more about plants than what I think he ever knew. It was truly amazing. He knew about a wild weed that grew in Florida, but it sells for $1,000 here in Pennsylvania. I had a friend. He's from Indiana, Pennsylvania. He bought some land to use as camping down in Florida, and there was these unusual weeds down there everywhere, but he's seen people had them planted in their yards up here. So he started questioning people about it. Well, what is that? Well, he has his own little trucking business. He has his own tractor trailer and drives and stuff like that. And they started telling him about this plant, and he looked it up, and they started questioning, places around here, and people, they started asking him, well, can you get those? And he said, well, yeah, I have a whole thing of it. So he wound up hiring people to dig them up and throw them in pots and bring them up here in trucks, and he started selling them to nurseries. And he made a ton of money selling these weeds from Florida that apparently people pay big bucks up here to have, and they grow really well here. That's the other thing. That's what surprised me. I was like, but that's a totally different temperature climate, and different type of soil, you know, they have a more sand. I was really surprised at how well they grew. And people paid a fortune for these. And this was off a little tiny segment of land that he bought just to go camping when he's in Florida. So he'd always have a place to go camping. Him and his family. Can you imagine? You know, he didn't know anything about social media or how to brand himself. But he did well doing what he did. He got on that phone and started calling people. And he asked questions. And he did something, you know. He turned a weed into a business. Let me tell you, if he would have branded himself out, he would have made millions by now. Because he's been doing it for now about 15, 20 years. As far as I know, he's still doing it. I think he does make quite a bit of money. And I don't know if he's branding now. He might. I haven't talked to him in a while. But what you think is dumb little things today can make you a millionaire down the road. Turning your passion into a business and branding it out can turn you into a millionaire. Really think these things through. I am passionate about this. I will keep going till the day I die. So 50, 60 years from now, you're still gonna see little old me putting out videos because I'm passionate about it. I am passionate about my life coaching business. I have a passion for this kind of stuff. I have that serial entrepreneurship mindset. And when you get that mindset, you start looking at every little possible thing. So when you hear these stories, you're like, yeah, but that's not me. I don't know anybody in Florida. I don't know how to do that. No, but it puts a seed in your mind. And next time you see something, you might see it as an opportunity. And that little tiny opportunity might be a huge business down the road. It might be an idea that you got at a Christmas party while drinking. Might be a huge business down the road. Now, my dad and his brothers are passed away now, and they no longer have this business. It ended years ago, and I don't know what ended it. I think the greenhouse, somebody left the windows open in bad weather or something. Something happened. I can't remember all the details. That was a long time ago. And, instead of finding a solution to the problem, they quit the business, but I don't think they knew okay, this is an issue, now we got to work around how we're going to do this so this never happens again. They weren't looking for the solution at the time. That's another thing. You come across a problem, don't just quit. Look for a solution. If you have no clue on what you're doing, call people and ask. Tell people. If you have to call another business that's similar, they're not going to tell you their tips and tricks. But tell them, say, oh my goodness, this happened to me and I am so clueless to what to do. Can you help me find a solution to it? You'd be surprised how many people that are willing to help you. People will be like, oh yeah, I'll come right over. I'll show you exactly what you need to do. It will change your life. You can't just quit on yourself. Brand everything. It's something might be dumb, but if you get some pens with your name, your logo on it, and you hand it out like, oh, here, here's a pen. They might look at you funny. But a couple weeks later, they might lay it on their counter and their husband or a neighbor might pick it up and be like, wait, what is this? And they may want to call your business. They may want to check you out on YouTube. They may want to go over to your Facebook page and see what it's about if it's something they're interested in. You never know. It could be a t-shirt that you're wearing out at that festival and somebody sees it. If you got a QR code, figure out how to print it onto your shirt. People can snap a picture of it and boom, right there you are. Makes life so much easier. I put my QR code on my business cards, and I hang them up wherever I'm traveling. On PTR Adventures, I travel all over the states and I meet YouTubers, and we do YouTube meetups. I hand out my cards. I post them on every bulletin board that allows you to post them. I put them up there. I put one facing forward and one facing backwards, and I put them together so that you can see it's the same, and people can take a picture of that QR code. What's nice about that QR code? It automatically subscribes them to my channel. Boom. That's branding. There are so much different ways to brand yourself, but these are the easiest ways. And once you learn to do that, you will grow phenomenally. People will start checking you out. It may take some time. Don't let that bother you. Don't get worried. Oh, my YouTube channel. You know, I'm at 900 subscribers, but I don't have the 4,000 watch hours. You'll get the 4,000 watch hours as you're growing, as you're still growing. It will eventually come. You know, it might take you until you get, 1,500, 2,000 subscribers, but it will come as you grow. You just keep growing. Worry about producing your content and getting it out there. Take your videos and make them into little reels or clips and put them out on different social media sites. Break it down. Say, okay, this little part here was funny. I'm going to make that into a funny reel and put it up on Facebook. Then I can tag in the comments my YouTube channel and link it. That's branding. You're linking everything. You got a link tree going on. You know, when you link everything together, it grows. You know, you're building a solid foundation and your roots are grown deep. It plants you. You want to do this. It will change your life. Even if it's something you learned how to decorate a coffee can. You know, you painted it a special color and you put some logos on it, or you cut out stuff and what do you call that when you use the paper and the glue and glued it all on there. People look at it and be like, that's really interesting. I like that. And then I can use it to put all my stuff in I want to hide. You know what I mean? But it's cute sitting on my counter. Or I can stick all my big utensils in it. And then they're easy to grab for me. That little thing that you like to do as a craft using an old coffee can might turn into a business because it's a passion of yours to do. And then you can do a YouTube channel and teach people how to do it. Put all your different products on there and say, these are for sale, DM me on this Facebook, or TikTok or wherever. Just direct message me or, send me a messenger and we'll trade information and I can ship it out to you. I'll tell you where to send the check and I'll ship it out to you. Really think these things through. And make yourself some little labels. On your little label, you're going to put your business name and your information where people can buy stuff. Or if it's on a website, you can put your website information on there and say, you can buy my merchandise here. But link your YouTube channels, your Facebook to it, So if they do look up your page and decide to like it, or they decide to add you as a friend, or to follow you, or subscribe to you, they're going to get you in all these different areas, and you're building your network. You have to brand it all together. It will definitely change the way that you do business. It's so easy nowadays. Before it was so hard. People had to really struggle to figure out, well, how can I advertise this and how can I, get a logo on a shirt? Who does that? Back then, we didn't know anybody that printed t-shirts. You had to go find somebody that did it, and it was not easy. you had to, nowadays it's so easy to find. And now they have the print on demand. Put your order in, baby. Print on demand, and then you can also sell that stuff. Literally, it's so easy. Try it once. See what happens. You never know. But brand yourself. Keep branding yourself. Keep figuring out little different things you can do to brand yourself. You might find somebody to take these glasses and put your little logo right here. Wouldn't that be awesome? And then every time you're in the restaurant wearing these, reading your menu, people will see it and they'll be like, oh, what does that say? You know what I mean? You think outside of the box. When you're always stuck inside the box, you're stuck like this with a very narrow field. When you think outside of the box, you're stretching out and you're growing. I mean, these might sound like dumb little ideas to you, but they work. They work. If you're going to tip your waitress, leave your business card with your tip. When she comes back, pass it right to her so, the busboy who steals her tips, might take it and throw it out. Hand it directly to her. Say, here's your tip. This is all for you. And your business card is right there with it. She might be like, oh, well, what is this? Oh, that's my YouTube channel. Check me out. And they'd be like, oh, okay. You'd be surprised how many people will go on and check you out. Well, that's where they see it. Oh, they got a business doing this. Oh, I might have to check that out. I know somebody who needs that life coaching. They're trying to lose weight, and they need somebody to motivate them because they're not listening to me. They hand that business card right over and say, you need to do this. You need to check this person out. You'd be surprised how branding is so easy and how it will make your business grow. So really think about it. Brand yourself. I love you, YouTube. Thank you. Bye.